Welcome to MLB King of the Hill. I've taken the best hitter from all 30 MLB teams and put them onto the King of the Hill map. At the beginning, one player starts on top of the hill. Then I will spin this wheel of MLB teams to find a challenger. Once we have two players on top of the hill, we have a matchup. And that is when we head to the wheel of challenges. Then each player will compete in whatever the challenge is. There are some for MLB The Show, and there's also some real MLB challenges. The video ends when there's one player remaining for their MLB team to be crowned King of the Hill. And I do have to give a shout out to Pajor on YouTube who did this with FC24. Go check it out. And to decide the player that will start on top of the hill, it is going to be the #1 ranked player by MLB Network headed in to the 2024 season, last year's NL MVP, Ronald Acuna Jr. And let's get started finding Ronald Acuna Jr.'s first opponent, and it's going to be the player representing the Seattle Mariners. And this is a huge matchup between two top 10 to 15 MLB players right now, Acuna versus J-Rod. Now let's see what the first challenge is going to be between Acuna and Julio Rodriguez. It's going to be a season sim batting average. I will simulate one season. Whichever player has the better batting average is going to move on. Starting with Ronald Acuna Jr., who had a 300 batting average. And as we flip over to Julio Rodriguez, he finished with only a 267 batting average, which means it's time to wipe Julio Rodriguez off the hill. And that's as simple as it works. Just like that, Julio Rodriguez eliminated. Acuna stays on until he's eliminated or wins the entire thing. Now he'll face the best player on the Mets. And now we have an NL East matchup between Lindor and Acuna. And what will the challenge be between these two NL East rivals? It's going to be a highlight total. And this is a real MLB challenge where I will be searching both Lindor's name and Acuna's name on YouTube with the word highlights after it. And whatever the first video is that pops up, whoever has more views wins. And let's see what the challenger has. Francisco Lindor highlights. 51,000 is the first thing that pops up for Lindor. Now we see if Acuna can beat 51,000 from Lindor. First one is an ad, and the second one is Acuna, 74,000. And that leads to a quick exit for Francisco Lindor. Acuna right now on a 2-game winning streak against some of the best players in the MLB. Now he'll take on the best player of the Texas Rangers. And Acuna's opponent is last year's World Series MVP, Corey Seager. Let's see if we're going to jump live into some MLB The Show gameplay. We will find out, and yes, we will. Each player will have to get on base. And we begin with the challenger on top of the hill, and that is Corey Seager up against Garrett Cole, and they will both be facing Garrett Cole to make it fair. So Corey Seager, you got to get on base, and if you get on base with an extra base hit, you get a home run. Whoever does better at the plate will move on. Seager in a 1-2 count. He strikes out. All Acuna has to do now is get on base in any way. Can Ronald win 3 in a row? He strikes out. We got to do it again. And since we just watched Acuna, let's watch him again. Acuna, swing and a miss. Here we go, 2-2 count at bat number 2 for Acuna, and he strikes out again. Okay, Corey, you just have to get on base. Oh, forget about that as Seager goes yard on Garrett Cole in his second at bat. I told you he would capitalize, and he takes the win. And that ends Acuna's reign on top of the hill. There was a new King of the Hill, and who will Corey Seager face? He's going to take on the best player on the Red Sox. And that is a matchup between Seager and Rafael Devers. And the matchup of Seager versus Devers, the challenge will be their Diamond Dynasty rating. Starting with the challenger, Rafael Devers is an 82 gold in Diamond Dynasty, whereas the current King of the Hill, Corey Seager, is a 90 overall, which means we say goodbye to Rafael Devers. That's a quick matchup win for Corey Seager. Next, he will take on the best player of the Phillies, which means it's a battle of the shortstops between Seager and Trey Turner. So let's see what the challenge between Turner and Seager is going to be. It's going to be either a season sim batting average again, or the furthest home run. It's a season sim batting average once again. Beginning with the challenger, Trey Turner with a 292 batting average. However, that is better than Corey Seager's 271 batting average. And Corey Seager's reign on top of the hill is done. Who will Trey Turner's first opponent be in his reign on top of the hill? He'll take on the Marlins' best player. So we got a Trey versus Jazz matchup. And what will the challenge be for Jazz and Trey? The furthest home run. So each of these guys get one swing each in a derby. Whoever hits it further is the winner. We're going to start with Jazz. One swing. Whoever hits the further home run is going to move on. Jazz is going to hit that one at Coors, 428. So Trey has to beat 428 feet on this first swing. Trey. Let's see, did he get under it a little bit? It looks like he had a monster shot. 423, though. Jazz wins. And once again, we have a new King of the Hill. I believe we're already like 10 teams down or something like that. And next, we will see the Oakland A's best player. And the matchup will be Brent Rooker versus Jazz. I have no idea where I got 10 teams from. I think it's more like 7 teams that we've done so far. Now we got to simulate a full season. Whoever has more home runs moves on. Brent Rooker wound up only playing 95 games, but he only hit 15 home runs, whereas Jazz hit 26 home runs. So we send Brent Rooker and the A's to Vegas. And the next team up is going to be the Colorado Rockies or the Padres. It'll be the Rockies. So it'll be Jazz versus Nolan Jones. And the next challenge is going to be the furthest home run once again. So we will start with Nolan Jones, who plays in Colorado. So a little bit of home field advantage maybe, as he goes 465. Can Jazz hit it further than 465? We are going to find out. Jazz, that ball is crushed, but it's actually crushed foul, and it's not even a home run, so Nolan Jones wins. And there goes Jazz after a good rain. Let's see who the next team up is going to be. The Kansas City Royals. So we got Bobby Witt Jr. versus Nolan Jones. And we're going to see what the challenge is going to be. Is it going to be Diamond Dynasty rating or get on base? At bat number 2 for Nolan Jones. And that one put in play. That could actually be a base hit. Tough play at third. And he's out. What a play. So now all Bobby Witt has to do is get on base. And Bobby Witt, that one might be down for an extra base. It could be a triple, could even be a home run, or is it going to get over the fence for a ground rule double, and Bobby Witt moves on. And that'll do it for Nolan Jones' reign. Let's see what team is up next to face Bobby Witt Jr. It'll be the San Francisco Giants. That means a matchup between Wilmer Flores and Bobby Witt Jr. And let's see what the matchup between these two players are going to be. Is it going to be Diamond Dynasty rating? Going to go back to Diamond Dynasty. Starting with the challenger, Wilmer Flores, only a 79 overall in Diamond Dynasty. Whereas Bobby Witt Jr. is in the Diamond Club at an 87 overall. And that is it for Wilmer Flores. Can Bobby Witt go on the longest run so far in King of the Hill? We will have to find out as he faces the best player on the Pittsburgh Pirates. And it'll be Bobby Witt Jr. versus Brian Reynolds. And the challenge between these two players will be a head-to-head game for the first time. So with this challenge, I'll be simulating one game of MLB The Show between the Kansas City Royals and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Whichever team wins, that player moves on. And let's see who winds up coming out on top. The Royals beat the Pirates 2-1, which means Bobby Witt Jr.'s team is the winner. And we say goodbye to Brian Reynolds. Now, I actually just noticed this as I'm spinning this wheel right now. I had the team previously, the Guardians, as the Indians. This is an older wheel, so I just updated it to be the Cleveland Guardians. But right now, Bobby Witt Jr. will take on the best Brewers player. And it'll be Bobby Witt Jr. versus William Contreras. Let's see what the challenge is going to be between Bobby Witt Jr. and Contreras. We're going back to the highlights. And let's start off with Contreras, the challenger. Searching William Contreras highlights, you get a video with 1.7K views. And now let's search Bobby Witt Jr., who just needs over 1.7K, and luckily he has 4.7K. And let's get rid of William Contreras. Bobby Witt Jr. on the longest run so far. And next, he'll take on the best player on the Dodgers, which means it's Bobby Witt Jr. versus Shohei Ohtani. Will Bobby Witt Jr.'s run end right here? And with it being team win-loss record, it's going to be tough for the Royals to beat the Dodgers. Looking at the Royals first, they go 76-86 to end the season, where the Dodgers win 103 games and lose 59, which means Bobby Witt Jr.'s run is over. Now, this should get very interesting with Ohtani at the top of the hill. How long can he hold it? Can he go the whole way going forward? But he's got to take on the Yankees' best player, which means it's a battle of the 99s, Ohtani versus Judge. I want to see an unbelievable challenge between the two of these guys. And they're going to go head-to-head, Dodgers-Yankees. And if you're enjoying the video, do me a favor by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. As a Yankees fan, let's get Judge on top of that hill. Come on, Clay Holmes. Send Mookie Betts back to the dugout. With the game over, he looked at a slider down the middle, and the Yankees and Judge win. And Ohtani's reign was over before it even began. And next up will be the best player of the Detroit Tigers. And Aaron Judge will take on Kerry Carpenter. And let's see what Judge and Carpenter will be competing in a social media following battle. We are going to go to Instagram, search both players. Whoever has more followers wins. Searching up Kerry Carpenter, he has over 15,000 followers on Instagram. So Aaron Judge has to beat 15,000. He has just a few more with 1.6 million followers. So that was a quick run for Kerry Carpenter and King of the Hill. We have 13 teams remaining, and up next is the Arizona Diamondbacks. So it's Aaron Judge versus Corbin Carroll. They will be competing in a season simulation. Whoever has more hits is moving on. Corbin Carroll finished the season with 169 hits. As for Aaron Judge, he had 183 hits. And that'll do it for Corbin Carroll of the Diamondbacks. Final 12 teams to take on Judge or whoever is at the top of the hill. Next up is the Astros. Between these two power bats, I want to see a power challenge. Come on, stay on home run derby. We're going to get to see a home run derby between Judge and Alvarez. We will start with Yordan Alvarez. I'm giving them each 2 minutes here. Starting with Alvarez. His first home run just went 476. Oh my goodness, this is going to be fun. Alvarez, 480, already earned the 30 seconds of bonus time. Let's skip through a little bit. Well, we got about 13 seconds in Alvarez's regulation time as he has 9 home runs. That is insane. And the 30-second bonus time will start after this swing. And now the 30 seconds are on. If he wants to beat Judge, though, he still needs a bunch more, in my opinion. 505 for Yordan Alvarez. That is insane. Just went over 500 in the Derby. And that one might leave the stadium almost 450 triple deck. And the final swing most likely. Would he get another one off? No, he'll end with 11. 30 seconds for Judge in the regulation time. Make it home run number 7 for 470 plus. Judge again. Now he goes 440 with 12 seconds in the regulation. Has the extra 30 seconds to play with. If he gets one more here, I like his chances to win it. In the extra 30 seconds, he somehow got another pitch. That one to right field and doesn't go. It's on, Judge. 3 to win, 2 to tie. Come on, this is for the tie. That one definitely gonna go. It goes 525. Now for the win. Judge to right field. It is gone. He clutches up in the extra time to win the Derby against Alvarez. Aaron Judge has taken out 90 plus overall players. Let's see what we're going to get here. Aaron Judge versus the best player on the Chicago Cubs, which gives us a matchup between Bellinger and Judge. And they will be facing off in a season sim. Whoever has more home runs wins. Well, Bellinger only finished the season with 22 home runs. That doesn't come close to Aaron Judge with 62 home runs again, which means Aaron Judge has eliminated Cody Bellinger. Which team will we be taking on next, or which player, I should say? The Baltimore Orioles. It'll be an AL East matchup. We got Adley versus Judge. Aaron Judge has been on this hill for quite some time, and now we will have to have a season simulation, whoever has more hits. Well, Adley only ended up playing about 93 games and finished with 99 hits on the season, whereas Aaron Judge had 184 hits. We got 10 teams left. For some reason, the Tampa Bay Rays either weren't on this wheel to begin with, or maybe I deleted them on accident, but I just added them back after realizing we were a team short, and now we face the Cincinnati Reds best player with Judge. And that's a matchup between Judge and Matt McLain. And Judge versus McLain will be a team win-loss record or get on base. The team win-loss record between the Yankees and the Reds. The Reds finished the season going 80-82, where the Yankees finished with a 91-71 record. Judge's reign continues. Now there's 9 teams remaining, 9 players remaining, and it'll be the Cleveland Guardians next. And it'll be Judge versus Jose Ramirez. Let's see what the challenge will be between Judge and Jose Ramirez. Back to Diamond Dynasty we go. Jose Ramirez in the Diamond Club at an 87 overall. Really good rating, but it's not as good as 93 overall Aaron Judge. Judge once again knocks another player off the hill. I've actually lost track of how many players Judge has beaten. It's got to be at least 6 or 7 straight. And now it'll be the best player on the Padres. So it'll be a matchup between Tatis and Aaron Judge. Who can stop Aaron Judge in this video? It's going to be a get-on-base challenge between Tatis and Judge. We have yet to see both players at the same time get on base. We'll see if that changes here with Tatis and Judge. Tatis through the middle. Now the pressure's on Judge. We got a 2-1 count for Judge where the pressure is on. A walk or an out means he's done on top of the hill. A base hit would tie Tatis. An extra base hit would win it for him. And it's a 2-2 count versus Strider. Here we go. Judge strikes out, and he's done on King of the Hill. And after the best run of King of the Hill, Aaron Judge is finally gone. 7 teams remain. 7 players remain to take on Tatis. Will he finish it as King of the Hill, or will it be somebody else? Now it's time for the Rays. And that gives us a matchup of Tatis versus Yandy Diaz. Let's see what we got for Tatis's first challenger on top of the hill. A head-to-head game. Tatis and the Padres 1 out away from Tatis maintaining his spot on the hill after his first challenger with a 5-1 lead, only 1 out to go for the Rays. It's looking pretty good for San Diego's Tatis here. And that pitch, actually, I thought it was hit much better than that. And I think that'll do it. Yes, it will here in San Diego. Tatis stays on top of the hill. And that'll do it for Yandy Diaz and the Rays player. The next player we'll be facing will come from the Chicago White Sox. It'll be Tatis versus Luis Robert. And their challenge will be a highlight total. We'll start with the challenger. Luis Robert has a 12K YouTube video. So Tatis needs to beat 12K. And Tatis has 101,000. And that'll do it for Luis Robert Jr. Let's see what the wheel is going to pick us next. We have the Los Angeles Angels. And this is going to be good. Tatis versus Trout. Whoever wins this might wind up winning the entire thing. And it'll be a season simulation for hits. After the season, Tatis had 140 hits in 144 games. But it was Mike Trout with 163 hits this year to win. We have a new King of the Hill. Trout's got to make it through 4 more players to be the King of the Hill. Can he do it? He'll take on the Cardinals' best player. It is Mike Trout versus Paul Goldschmidt. And the challenge between Goldie and Trout will be the furthest home run. So we're going to start it with Goldschmidt. 1 swing. How far will it go? Goldschmidt just laid into one. Holy 513. I'm sorry, Trout, but that is unreal. I don't know if you're beating that. Let's see it. He crushed one too. But will it go over 513? Trout center field, 437. And just like that, Trout is gone. Now we'll see if Goldschmidt can hold this thing to the end. He'll take on the best Nationals player. So we got a Goldschmidt and Lane Thomas matchup. And the challenge for Goldschmidt and Lane Thomas will be a home run derby. Well, we got 20 seconds left in the regulation time. Lane Thomas, I thought he laid into one more than that. Less than 400, but he has the extra bonus time, so he'll get a guaranteed extra 30 seconds. Will he get one more off? Yes, he will. And he'll finish regulation with a 473-foot shot. And now for the bonus time. Gonna get himself 1 or 2 more swings. Trying to eclipse that 10 mark. He gets 10. Can he get 11? Lane Thomas, I think it's foul. The game just like froze. He hits 10. Well, Goldschmidt has 30 seconds just about in the regulation time with 7 homers. He has the 30 seconds earned. So he has about another 45 seconds left, including regulation and bonus time. But he is slowing up a little bit. That one going to go, though. Needs 2 to tie, 3 to win. Gets one up before the end of regulation for 481. He's got the tie. That one hit to center field. Doesn't get out, needs another one. That one, I think, has a little bit more under it. And it just gets out as Goldschmidt wins the Derby. That'll send Lane Thomas home. We got 2 more players on 2 more teams, and it'll be the Blue Jays. And that'll give us a matchup between Vlad and Goldschmidt. And between Vlad and Goldschmidt, it's going to be a season simulation for hits. Starting with the challenger, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. ended with 161 hits, whereas Paul Goldschmidt only had 148 hits, which means Paul is gone. Which means the final matchup for the throne is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. versus Byron Buxton of the Minnesota Twins. And the final challenge of King of the Hill for MLB The Show 24 is going to be the furthest homer. Buxton will go first. This is it. 1 swing for the throne. Buxton, center field. It goes 491. The cover athlete of MLB The Show 24 can become the King of the Hill and claim the throne for this game. If he goes further than 491, he goes to center field. Same spot as Buxton. 524. Vlad wins it. And your MLB King of the Hill, Vlad Jr. That's going to do it for the video, everyone. If you enjoyed it, do me a favor by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. And make sure to go check out my other channels that are in the description down below. And I'll talk to y'all in the next one. Peace.